Well, I think that one of the things that we all like about this community is that we just meet so many fun and interesting people. And I know so many of all of you out there wish that you could be part of all of our little clubs. So I want to invite you into my conversation that I'm having today with my friend Chelsea, who just, let's see, how did we meet, Chelsea?
I came to look at your garden in April, and I just happened to meet you. You came out at the right time, and I was so excited. I introduced myself and just told her how much I appreciated her because I'm such a big fan, and I've been a subscriber to the YouTube channel. And we talked for about 2 minutes, and you snatched me right up for a video tour.
Yeah, I'm shameless. I'm shameless about exploiting beauty and talent, and most of all, people's gardening skills, because it became very apparent to me that Chelsea is a really, really good gardener. And I love the fact that that you're part of this new youthful movement of young people really getting into gardening, young people with families, without families, whatever. And so I want to start out first of all by talking about something related to a program we have done in the past. Now, another thing that I am shameless about, in addition to exploiting my friends for being in front of the camera, is I'm also shameless about really promoting certain things that are near and dear to my heart. And one of them is buying local flowers and shopping local. And these flowers are from Simple Acre Farms, and aren't they absolutely gorgeous?
They're stunning. I told Linda I was just smitten the moment I saw them.
Yeah, they just make you smile. And so I'm just going to be shameless about promoting Simple Acre Farms and their new subscription flower program. But Chelsea gives me a reason to subscribe to their flower program, and another reason, and that is, if you're thinking, oh, I can't possibly use that many flowers, or I don't need a whole bucket, I don't entertain that much, or whatever, then 3 of you get together on the street, or 3 friends get together, buy a bucket of flowers and divide them up. Or keep some of them for yourself and take some to the nursing home or the hospital or your church or the homeless shelter or whatever. You can share them if you can't use them all yourself. But then you can also do things where you just leave little surprise bouquets at people's homes. So that is going to be my shameless plug for today on Fresh Cut Flower Farms, because Chelsea, you'll have to just take home some of these when you go home, because I don't think I can use all of these.
Oh, what a blessing. Thank you so much.
And Stuart, look at this bucket right here. Can you focus on that? Because that's one of the thrift store finds.
Oh, the actual thing below.
Yeah, the actual thing below.
Oh.
They came and she had a whole bouquet of them. She said, but I don't have a container for this. And I said, oh, I've got just the thing.
It's
just
perfect.
the thing for you. So Chelsea came by for a specific reason today, but we were in general just talking about harvesting things from your garden and garden gifting and things that kind of inform a gardening lifestyle. And this is not pre-programmed. I did not know Chelsea was going to bring anything not related to our topic for today, but you said you have some goodies for me. So I'm going to have her describe the goodies, and maybe, I don't know, how you assembled them, how you composed them, or whatever. So let's start out with my presents.
Well, first of all, I just love giving back to the gardening community and really all of my friends. So I consider myself probably a seasoned amateur. I've grown most of these myself. Some of them, like this beautiful pressed palm, I actually got this from the plant itself. I got the house plant from a local store called Under the Sun. Anyway, so I love to save and harvest all my new treasures because I'm still so excited about all the new things that I'm starting to grow in the garden, a lot from seed. And I just want to share it with everybody. So I had to share with you, first of all.
I love the way you transform something that's so simple and so readily accessible. You could do this with really any kind of frond. It almost looks like a soft caress mahogany leaf. You could do it from anything from your garden. And it's also very modern because of its beautiful simplicity. So I love your resourcefulness.
Thank you so much. So these pressed flowers and pressed leaves are so great for crafts. And I even, so I put this on some cardstock, and I even turned it into a little letter for Linda. Handwritten is best, let's be honest.
Yeah, very much so. And don't you treasure those?
Yes. Yes, you do. And they're so easy to store because they're paper.
Yeah.
And so this is actually a pocket of a whole bunch of these lovely little leaves. You've been really liking, I noticed, the tropical vibe.
Yes, I have been. Yes.
I showed up for her book signing at Plant People Shop, and I noticed that she really took to this plant. So I'm like, I know exactly what I'm going to get for Linda. So this is for you.
Oh, thank you. And can I just say that obviously I love the personal notes, and how I like to save these is I tuck them into my favorite gardening books that I know I'll go back to over and over again, and then I know that I'll see the sweet note, and it's just a little unexpected joy. But I also love it because it form fits on top of this basket, so it almost looks like a lid to the basket. I don't know if that was intentional or not, but that is charming.
It wasn't, but it worked out perfectly. And let's talk about this basket real quick. So I got this at Goodwill. Just like you, Linda, I love baskets so much.
Yeah.
It's the first section that I take a walk for at Goodwill. So I think I got this for $2 or $3, and I just thought it was so charming, and it's the perfect size to just gather dried herbs and flowers.
Yeah, and I mean, how cute would this be? Just, you know, with napkins in it, or just any kind of goodies in it. But you could even use this as almost like a little rattan purse or something. It's charming.
Isn't it, darling? I love it. And so this is part of the gift as well, by the way, because you could just keep regifting this and using it for so many cool ideas. So this is part of the gift as well. So this is something that I've been experimenting with for a couple of years. I'm going to try to, some of these are a little delicate. Let me use this one, for example. So I'm growing zinnia from seed this year. And so these are pressed and dried zinnias.
My gosh. Okay, what?
You know, they're even prettier on the other side, I think.
Look at that, the complexity of the flower. Now, okay, so this started out as a thick flower, okay?
Yes.
Okay, so how did you get it? Okay, let's look at the profile of this. It's so flat. How did you get it so flat?
So, Linda, with these thick ones, I like to press it in a book, actually. And so you can actually just use a heavier book to press it and to kind of weigh it down.
Did you put it between the pages of the book? Or, okay.
Yep, and in between the pages of a heavy book, usually.
Yeah.
Or a couple books if it's really thick. I find that I'm not really patient enough to let it dry out in the book.
Yeah.
I'm a little bit of an impatient gardener, so what I do is I take it out of the book once it's been initially pressed. I try to make sure that I like the orientation of all the petals and just make sure that I don't want to make any alterations to it. And I actually dry these in between paper towels and underneath a heavy glass pie. Oh gosh, the words escaping
something,
me. Just something heavy and
glass.
glass.
It wouldn't really matter what it was, as long as it was. You could even use bricks or something if
as long
you
as
needed
it's
to.
Microwave safe, because I dry these in the microwave.
Okay, so you press them, get them really flat under something heavy, and then the next stage is.
Well, I microwave them. It's kind of similar to microwaving chocolate. You want to be really careful with it. So I only microwave it for about 30 seconds at a time, in between, pressed in between paper towels usually, and with the heavy object on top.
Oh, so that's on top of it in the microwave. Okay.
Yes, and so the paper towel draws out the liquid. The heavy object, microwave safe, keeps it laying flat, and you just keep on microwaving it in 30-second increments. And then once it's got a papery consistency.
Okay, let's well, You hear that, Stuart?
Yeah,
Okay.
once it's got that papery consistency and you no longer see the liquid on the napkin, then it's usually ready to go. And so I've got lots of little zinnias that I've done this one for. Look at that tiny little one. Isn't that precious?
Okay, can I just say, when you first pulled this out, I thought they weren't real. And what I also love about them is I love the way it's preserved the color. They've got this very Van Gogh-esque quality to them. And you see the complexity, and they're just stunning. But I'm thinking about 3,000.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, 3,000 ways you could use these in cupcakes, at place settings, tucked into a gift. Or framed. Oh, and wouldn't it be darling to frame just a whole bouquet, just in singular, just all different sizes of them. Oh my gosh. These, I've pressed flowers before, but always like pansies and things that were already kind of flat in profile. So to be able to get the complexity of this and capture all of the different gradations of color and everything. Let me do this, Stuart. And to decorate a kid's bedroom or your laundry broom, frame these. That is just adorable. Just adorable. And you could do these are some are fresh, but gosh, you could do these with flowers that had a more modern edge to them too, or just like you say, the firm fronds and things like that. These are exquisitely cute.
Oh, I'm so glad you love them, and I really thought you'd like these. Now, these might be a little hard to catch on camera, but these are my sweet little dill fronds. Let's see if I could do this. These ones are a little more fragile. Check out those sweet dill fronds.
Oh my gosh. So let's do this. I'm going to very delicately hand you this little bouquet, Chelsea, so that we can do this. And what sweet, sweet motifs. How beautiful would these look as part of a wedding, wedding planner, or oh my goodness, I'm going to have a wedding shower here for someone.
Saving the fresh flowers from a special event, this would be perfect for that.
And also in terms of like a gardening lifestyle, you and I know that it's getting too hot for dill, and so we're harvesting a bunch of it. Some of it is cut flowers or whatever. So for example, we're harvesting this, stuff like this. We can use them as cut flowers, but my goodness, save some of those to press and be thinking about how you can use them in the fall, even on your Thanksgiving table or on your Christmas packages, or because that is, or again, as part of your indoor decor. These would be just so charming framed. In fact, that was one of the projects in my book, is taking something like this and framing it. Oh, and can I just say yeah, so fragrant. And you could certainly put these on white paper, but doesn't it look fun putting it on some kind of patterned paper?
Yes, yes.
You clever, clever girl.
Oh,
what other gifts do you have for me?
So I think it's fun just to use some fresh cuttings. So I'm actually saving these to turn into herbal tea for later this winter. These are little, this is Oopsie Daisy Marigold that I started from seed this winter. And I just think it's so beautiful.
Adorable. It reminds me of Dotted Swiss.
Yes, aren't they precious? And then I've also got some little, those ones are a little hard to pick up. Let's see if I could get that one. But just some little fresh chamomile. And I just love, I don't know if you know this, but they smell like apple candy.
Well,
yes.
Let me try that. I know they smell like chamomile. Okay, but they do smell like, I would never have made that analogy.
Yep.
But they really do. That is so I love these little tidbits.
Yes, and so, I mean, obviously I'm saving these to dry for myself for tea, but I think that this would be perfect to, like, say, sprinkle in a basket just for fun. I just think it's so cute.
Are all of these edible? Do you know?
I know that the chamomile is edible. I don't know about the whole chamomile flower, but I know that you can use, or not chamomile, I'm sorry, the whole marigold. But you could use the marigold for tea.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, I bet you probably could. That would be a fun thing to Google, because how sweet would those be sprinkled on top of a summer salad?
Yes. By the way, I'm not an herbalist, so herbs aren't great for everybody. So especially if you're pregnant or something, maybe check with your doctor.
Yeah, but most of us are just gardeners, and I think when you come up with a fun idea, then just explore it. I mean, you know, you can research it from sources that you have confidence in, research-based, science-based sources, to know whether or not they're legitimately edible, if they can be toxic or whatever, but some of their different uses are, and that could expand, that could blow your mind creatively, I think.
Yeah, and it's just so much fun. It's such a sensory experience, and it's just a fun way that you could bring gardening inside for the summer.
Yeah.
And this is just a little bunch of sage. I think it's just so cute. I love sage. This is broadleaf sage that I grew from seed.
And look how sweetly she has it bundled.
With a little accidental dill on there.
Yes,
yeah,
it looks as if it's intentional, but I love little happenstance.
I've also got, this is my personal favorite. You might know this because I suggest it all the time in the comments. This is my personal favorite herb. This is a lemon lime thyme. And it's just so fragrant and beautiful. It flowers and it turns purple in the wintertime. It's just gorgeous. Here in zone 7, it even stays alive during the winter in a pot for me. And this is just a tiny little bit of, they made a hybrid of this with the regular creeping thyme. So this is lemon creeping thyme.
And just the simplicity with which she made just a tiny little bouquet, a little tussie-mussy almost out of it. And, you know, I can think of a million uses for this, but just throwing this in your bath or just, and the thing is when it dries, it's wonderful. You can just keep it in your kitchen and just sprinkle it on your roast chicken or whatever.
So
that's adorable.
And then I still haven't mastered this yet, but I just love these smudge sticks.
Yes, I do too.
And I haven't mastered it yet, but I just love them. I'd say it's probably part of my, you know, meditation routine, just kind of my self-care, getting in the mood. I know you love morning meditation.
Oh, yes, I do.
So this is part of mine.
I do.
And I'm trying to get it, but...
Well, and this is something that I think is particularly geographically appropriate, because this is very much indigenous to the Southwest and to Native American cultures. You spend big bucks, or not big bucks, but you spend money on these in Santa Fe. And a friend of mine recently, she bought a new house, and the previous owner was not a very pleasant person.
Oh, no.
And so after she moved in, I said, oh, we'll do a little ceremony with smudge sticks, and we'll light them, and we will just go from room to room and eradicate the bad spirits.
Helps clear the air.
It helps clear the air in a very, very fragrant way, but how wonderful to toss onto the fire or onto the grill, or just...
Yes, I like to throw it on when I make my first fire of the season in fall, and it just makes it very fragrant.
And ceremonial. What a wonderful ceremonial gift. If just great ideas.
So I showed you the pressed flowers earlier, but the great thing is you could also do this with any of your herbs, really. So this is rosemary, and this is great because it really retains its fragrance. And so these have been pressed for about a week or so.
And if you frame these, you know, you can arrange them so sweetly. And the other thing that I love, about these is that, like, I've gifted so many of my own books. And so when I gift my books, I typically, a lot of times I will put something pressed in there from my garden. It's also a fun way, if you travel, to, take a little snip. Obviously you want permission, or you're not going to go overboard, but take a little snip of something from the Italian coast or from San Francisco, and
I'm taking that tip home with me.
Yeah, and I have done this a lot of times, particularly if you journal on your travels. Then you keep a travel journal and you take little snippets of something that will help you very much, as you said, it's a sensory experience, and very much remember that specific location in a way that you wouldn't remember it if you just took a picture or took a mental image.
Yes, from the psychology side of things, that's just such a great way to really just infuse your memory in your brain, by the way. So this one's one of my latest favorites. So I've done this for a couple years, like I said, so you can dry the sage, and isn't that precious just on its own? But I tried something new this year. I just thought, don't these just look like feathers?
They do.
So look what I tried. I went ahead and I just snipped the sides and turned it into a feather.
Oh my gosh. This is sage?
Yes,
and you snip, okay. I am so doing this for my Thanksgiving table and putting one of each of these. Okay, Stuart, you probably can't see that because can you see it here? If I have a white
we've already got
enough here, I'll put it by my chest.
We've already got it.
Okay, are these not deer? This is what I mean. I'm that little emoji where the head is exploding. This is so. Let me know, you guys, if you might try this for your Thanksgiving table. I am so doing this for Thanksgiving this year, and it not only will inform each place setting, I will have this on their starched white napkin, but also what I will put in the centerpiece and everything. And oh my gosh, okay, favorite award so far goes to the sage fern fronds or feather fronds.
Yes.
Or oh my gosh, that is too cute.
Yes.
That is too cute.
So my next try is going to be doing the feathers, but in a bunch like this. I've tried it a couple times unsuccessfully, but I will get it. I will get it.
And I'm wondering if this could work with any other. I love this gray green, but different kinds of viburnums that are gray green. Okay, here's another thought. What if we took pinking shears?
Pinking shears, what are those?
Pinking shears are scissors that give you this kind of ruffled edge, like a texture to the edge. And if you tried it with pinking shears, I don't know, it might crush it. Susu, what do you think? If you had a good sharp pair, anyhow,
with the right foliage, it might work.
I think that's something to. I think that is definitely something to explore. I love that.
So I did share with you when you weren't feeling so well some of my favorite. I have some fresh here with me, but this purple ruffle leaf basil. Is one of my absolute favorites. Is an edible ornamental. It has a licorice.
Stuart, we are so keeping you out of the loop. You're too. Stuart's having terrible allergies. Okay, that is just wonderful.
Yes, and just look at the vining on that. It's got these just electric chartreuse green edges, and the
ruffly.
Yes.
And the ruffly edge, i.e. purple ruffle basil. Okay.
And you can capture that texture.
Oh my gosh.
And the fragrance by pressing it.
And it almost looks like a completely different plant when you do this.
Yeah, it can. Yes.
This is what I say. Good garden style doesn't have to be expensive. Now here, because I'm so into tone-on-tone things, how gorgeous would it be to take like one of these fresh zinnias and pair it and do this whole kind of magenta thing? Wouldn't that just be absolutely wonderful?
Or if I may, with one of these sweet sunflowers.
Yes, let's pick one of these. You hold that up.
Yes.
Let's
maybe one of
these.
Yes.
Yes.
I want to be gentle with.
Yeah, the Queen Anne's lace. We're running out of hands here. We're running out. But also then look at how this feather grass has a purple tonality to it too. And look, we have a whole absolutely wonderful vignette that could be the inspiration for a late summer outdoor dinner, a wine tasting. I would put this, wouldn't it be fun, on a blue checkered tablecloth, a faded blue checkered tablecloth?
Beautiful.
Wouldn't it be wonderful?
Yes.
Okay, our mind is just on overlay. Chelsea too, Stuart, is an idea machine, is she not? Oh my gosh.
Okay, and just a couple left here. So because I love growing my purple basil so much, I do have to remember to take the seed tops off occasionally, and those just make really sweet, fragrant little bits as well.
And these are the kind of things that in particular delight children, I think.
Yes,
These
yes.
little tiny pressed things.
Yes, you mentioned a friend of yours really likes things with tiny leaves and tiny textures, and I'm definitely a tiny textures person. I just love.
You're
I
a
just
doll.
love
You're a
it.
dollhouse gardener.
Yes.
Yes.
And then this one's my personal favorite, second to the feather sage. But this is my lemon lime thyme, and it's actually got the little roots still attached.
Oh my
yes.
gosh.
I just think this would be precious in
Oh,
like
here,
a photo
here.
book.
Yeah,
or,
let's.
Yes, so cute.
Yeah, if you.
Oh, that one's gonna be a little hard to
there,
capture.
Can you? I don't know.
I think they could see
you can kind of see it. The botanical quality of this would be really, really wonderful. And I also, what a wonderful idea this would be as an educational tool to teach children about all of the different components of something, of this, the herb, and you're right, and this, it also captures something that I just love, and that is taking such joy in something that is so simple and so available to all of us. Yes. And when I saw these roots, it gave me as much delight as if I'd gotten an expensive piece of jewelry, truly,
yes.
because somebody took the time and the energy and their creativity to do that. Well, I am just overwhelmed with these gifts, with the creativity, the thoughtfulness, the generosity, and the fact that we both have made new friends over gardening. It's such a lovely, lovely community. So you guys, please let me know what kind of interesting ideas you have that you would use for pressed flowers for the garden. And now, Stuart, we're just going to have to do a whole nother video on some other herbal confections, let's put it that way, herbal confections. And these are such treasures for me. Thank you, my darling.
You are so welcome. It's my pleasure.
Well, if you've held on this long, I have a double take, a double fashion epilogue with my friend Chelsea. So I've actually done this same composition in an outfit of the day before. This is just one of these Indian tunic tops that I like so much. Got this online along with this tube skirt, which I also got online. This is a necklace I got along with the earrings at Bloomington, or what's it called?
Burlington.
Burlington Coat Factory. Thank you. It takes a village. And this ring, I've showed it to you before. This is an amber ring that belonged to my mother-in-law. And my sandals came from Nordstrom Rack. Take it away, Chelsea.
Okay, probably my favorite thing today is my kimono. This is Lauren Conrad. I got it from Kohl's years and years and years ago. It's perfect for just throwing over a casual summer outfit. This I got on super sale at Old Navy just a couple of days ago. I think it was like 10 or 15 bucks. Super cute. And these shorts are also on sale at Old Navy for about 10 bucks. This belt is American Eagle. I've had it, oh gosh, for
a long
time, 10 years.
Yeah, well, it's adorable, and I love your necklace.
Oh, thank you so much. So this was a gift from my husband. It's a succulent with, I'm afraid I don't remember what stone that is, but it's custom made from an artist, a silver artist. Her name is on Instagram is Ashley Going Silver. She's super talented, so check out her stuff if you get a chance.
It's beautiful.
Yes, and my shoes are really comfy shoes. I have a painful foot condition, so I wear nice and cozy shoes all the time. These are Tiva platforms, I believe.
You know, I had a blowout on the last pair of Tevas that I had. They're great to hike in, actually, and I need to get another pair. So there you go. There is your double mint gum fashion epilogue for today.